can warm it with your hands to bring it to the correct temperature.
Exactly.
You have children, I have children.
Yeah.
I've had many drinks that are warm by the time I'm done with it. You open one, and then you have 10 million things to do, and by the time you actually get to finish it, there's all kinds of different flavors in it, right? They're helping you explore the beer.
Exactly.
Helpful children.
Now, I think we're ready to move on to the second round, where we go a little bit deeper into our theme. So, who's grabbing the second round?
I will. This is Jane. And yes, as Amanda said, we like to go a little deeper in the second round.
Okay.
And really, what we'd like to know more about is Lively Brewing.
So, Lively Brewing is pretty new to us. It's been a concept in our head that we've been wanting to do now for about 5 years. It's only now come into fruition for a year now. And really, 6 months have we been really brewing beers and producing enough beer for both places and starting to think about getting more accounts and bottling and it's just now getting artwork and names. It's all in the beginning of which is fun.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's a lot of fun.
When did you open up? It was Lion's Pride.
It was Lion's Pride, and it's a long story. Lion's Pride was always supposed to be a brew pub, and there's a lot of drama. If you follow Beer Advocate, you can find some of it out there. But besides that drama, it was also permitting and actually lack of funds that made us have to put the concept or the business or the brewery to the side. So we ended up opening up as Lion's Pride with the same concept as Ebenezer's Pub, which is great beer, great food, bring in as many rare to find beers, some local beers, and go from there. But at the same time, Chris hurt his back. And not a lot of people know this because we kept it pretty on the down. Chris is a chef by trade. And so he hurt his back and he was really out of it for 3 years.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
So he would come out and talk with people for about 5 minutes, but literally he could stand on his feet for 5 to 10 minutes at a time and had to go lay down. So not we didn't share it with everyone, but so basically I was running 2 restaurants and missing my chef and my main man, and had a baby too because Lion's Pride was too much. Yeah,
a little overload. Yeah.
And with the lack of funds, we really had to keep our we had to go where the money was, and that was out in Lovell. That was what was paying our bills. So really, Lion's Pride was very neglected. We were never 100% proud of it because it wasn't what the concept was supposed to be. It wasn't fully what we wanted it to be. So it hung in there, it hung in there. But really Ebenezer's Pub is what supported it for those 3 or 4 years until we finally, basically what happened is our lease came up and we had to make a decision. Were we going to continue with the projects? Were we going to find a smaller space? Because this building is a huge space and it's really not made. It's either 2 businesses or a brewery and a brew pub, or find a little place smaller, that could be the same kind of concept as Ebenezer's Pub. And our landlords came to us and gave us an offer that we really couldn't refuse, and that was helping us finish the project, building it out.
Wow.
Yeah. So a couple $100,000 later, I think even more than they expected to get that they were getting involved in, it happened. So and we're really excited about it. Yeah.
And Chris's back is better?
And well, that's how we were able to make that decision. Is a year and a half ago, he finally had a surgery that fixed it, which surgery isn't always, but the surgery did do it, and we were back in action again. So. Yeah. So it was good, yeah. So
Thank goodness.
So anyway, I don't know if I carried off or went on.
No, that was
you
perfect.
did
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Um,
I couldn't remember what the question was. That's what I was saying. I don't know if I went off a tangent.
Lively Brewing.
Yeah, and so one thing that we noticed on your signage and on your menus is you're new, you're a baby brewery.
Yeah.
And you're already 19th in the country?
I know. Someone posted that. Now, I don't know how all this happens. It was posted in a mag, but I mean, we don't have if you want to be fair, we don't have as many ratings, but I think if you take the overall average, we are right up there. I mean, and yeah, exciting. We're brewing, people are liking our beer, which is nice.
It's really exciting.
I can see why they like it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, that's wonderful. So now we're going to take a slight turn to the left
Okay.
or right, whichever you prefer. I'm a lefty, so I always go to the left.
Lefty.
Cheers. I really feel like the most, no, we're not going to.
We can go in. We can talk about that later.
So we're going to go into our third round, and our third round is to get to know a little bit more about Jen.
Ooh.
And it's being brought to us by our Jen.
Yes, so we would like to know, what's your first beer memory? Or what's the one that stands out
Oh,
for
that's
you?
a hard one for me. I really, I guess this is a nice memory. I think, I didn't really drink much beer when you're youth, I guess, but my first good beer memory that comes to mind is how we got into beers and how the whole concept of Ebenezer's Pub came.
Yeah,
is
nice.
Sundays were Chris and I's first day, our day off together, and we would go to Whole Foods and pick whatever we saw and go home and barbecue and drink it and enjoy it.
Nice.
And it was great. We would sit and talk about, if we could have a restaurant, what would we do? And a funny beer story on that is my first newbie was the sweet raspberry lambics, the sweet swings.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a funny story. So my first beginning of Chris calls it liquid panty removers, what they call it in Los Angeles. Liquid panty. So remember that, ladies. And we went to Whole Foods and I saw a big expensive bottle and it was $30, but it was raspberry. And I said, let's get this one. This has got to be great. And it was Cantillon, if anyone follows Cantillon.
Yes.
It is not the sweet, icky lambic. But so to my surprise, I open it up, and it is sour and funky, and it's red like a raspberry, but it tastes nothing like the sweet, icky raspberry stuff that my palate was used to. And I was so upset because I had spent $30. Now, mind you, this was 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. Wow, yeah.
So I started throwing sugar. And that's my first Cantillon experience 20 years ago.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Or maybe a little less than 20. I'm kind of I'm making myself older than I really am. But, 18 years ago. So, yeah.
No.
Now, mind you, I don't do that to Cantillon anymore, I promise. But
Did Chris know you were putting sugar in Cantillon?
I think he, at that point, he just kind of, whatever is going to make her happy. Whatever.
That's fantastic.
That's a great story.
There you go.
Yes, that's great.
Wonderful. Well, we have come to our final round.
Okay.
And our final round is something we call 3 Sheets to the Wind, 3 random questions.
Ooh.
All right, ready? So completely kind of off track, just completely. There's no turning. It's just we jumped tracks here.
Beer. Right.
Yeah. So back when you were a kid and you were 5 and 6 and not drinking beer, what was your favorite cartoon?
Oh, favorite cartoon. Oh man, I have to think now. There's so many that are. Well, I love the Smurfs. I watched the Smurfs. I'm showing my age again. The Smurfs. And what else was there? There was I'm a huge SpongeBob fan now, so I have to go back here for SpongeBob because there's nothing since SpongeBob. What else is there? No. Smurfs. I mean, you can get that. Tom and Jerry. I wasn't allowed to watch Tom and Jerry. It was too violent. What else?
Did you ever get into the Snorks? They're kind of the
What is
same.
that?
They're like the underwater cousins of the
No,
Smurfs.
I've never seen
I
that.
never
Snorks.
heard of.
Yeah, so everything in
Snorks?
Snorks.
Snorks. I've never.
Snork. YouTube it. So everything in Smurf Village is Smurfing Smurfy, but everything in Snork, I don't even know where the Snorks like. If it's
Is this
Snork,
a new?
whatever. No, it's like
back
same
in the
time. Yeah, everything down there is snorking snorkiful. Like everything, like it was like the literal
I
underwater
don't know how I
cousins.
missed that.
That's not the filthy rich that's talking, is it?
No, I'm saving that one for the end. Like I'm like that one's delicious. I'm drinking the others.
I
And
have to
I'm like,
say, snorking is a little more fun to say than Smurfing.
It sounds a little tantalizing.
it is certainly.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, that's all I can think of right this second. It's just I'm blacking out.
Have you
But
seen any of the newer Smurfs?
I think I've like vaguely saw it one time. Yeah, they do.
They're like CGI
Like with Care
Smurfs.
Bear. Care Bears is not, I didn't really care for that one, but
No, I didn't like them.
but I remember that one now.
Yeah.
I'll
Keep
come-
coming back.
when I go home, I'm gonna be laying in bed going, "Oh my God, why didn't I say?"
And like
whatever?"
Nick,
You know.
if you jumping on beer for a minute, what would you pair with Smurfs? Because I actually had this question come up in my life the other day.
Well, if I was to eat a Smurf,
No. If you were being forced to watch them by your
what would
4-year-old.
I drink if I was? Oh, I'm a strong beer girl. So, as my husband is a big sour lambic guy, he likes his IPAs. I'm a strong beer girl, so I do all the triples and quad tastings. So, if I was to pick my own, it would be Space Taxi, which is a great beer. And I love my Roquefort, and I love them all. Triples, quads.
Yeah, those
That's
all
my
sound better.
go-tos.
What I ended up going with,
Yeah.
I went with a Blue Moon.
Yeah, that's a blue.
Yes, blue.
Yeah.
So I opened up I have delicious beers in my fridge. I opened up my fridge and I went with the Blue Moon Raspberry Tart.
Well, that's funny because originally when you said it, I was thinking, have you ever heard of Blueberry Nightmare?
No.
It's a nightmare of a beer, truly. But
In a good way
it's
or a
Verde.
bad way?
If we're talking about stouts, is an Italian stout, and it's a beautiful stout. I have it actually over at Ebbs right now in the bottle, and it has a little chili pepper at the end, just really beautiful. But then they took it and they barrel aged it and threw tons of blueberries in it. So we have it on draft, and if you pour it, it's deep, dark, purple stout, like that, but purple.
Wow.
But it's super sour and funky, and but anyway, it made me think of
Yeah.
that
And you
might
said
be
you
a
have
good
it.
beer to drink with the Smurfs. What?
You said you have that in a bottle.
We actually have that right now on draft, the Blueberry Nightmare. To me, it's a little too lactic. So every batch seems to get a little more balanced, but great for salad dressing.
Oh. Very nice.
One of my
We will be coming up and hanging out with you guys up at Ebbs and Level. I have been
be a
telling
lot of
these
fun.
girls that you have a backyard that you let people pop up tents.
Oh, you'll have a blast.
Oh, we're having a total girls weekend.
Yeah, it will be really nice.
Yeah, we'll
Really
be
nice.
absolutely excited about that one. Next question, though.
Yes.
What song do you have stuck in your head? You know, one of those little songs you can't get out of your head. Do you have any of those right now?
Oh no, I mean, stuck inside my head. You have a song stuck inside.
If I wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes.
I know. These are hard questions. These are really hard questions.
Have some more filthy rich.
Yeah.
Come to you.
Right now, actually, you know what's in my head, and I don't like it at all, is that, you want to be a millionaire song for some reason.
Oh, yeah, by Lorde.
Is that what it
one?
is? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the Queen Bee one. That one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
too.
I love that
So
song.
it's in my head, that song.
That is like personal shame right there. If it comes on, I'm like, no, girls, back up. Mama's gonna dance. Like, if I'm running, which Doesn't happen very often these days. But if I'm running and it comes on, I'm like, I don't care who else is on the track. This is like midwinter, so everybody's inside because it's been freezing this winter. I'm like, yeah, I'm just busting out as I'm running. I'm like,
That's great.
yeah.
Well, you know what else?